Hello, Galactic Astro Babes, and welcome to my channel. I'm Jody, and we're going to be talking about everything astrology, everything galactic astrology, and how that applies to your own unique natal birth chart. Galactic astrology is an out of this world experience, and I am a student, and I want to share everything that I'm learning with you and how you can use it and apply it to your life and to help understand yourself and the people around you, and even things like aliens and space travel and the Akashic records and all of these wonderful metaphysical things that expand our hearts and our minds and can help move humanity to the next dimension, a place where there is more joy, more hope, and more love. Galactic astrology has been my passion for the last year, and it is my goal to share what I'm learning. The first star I want to talk about is the star Aldebaran, this gigantic red star that is 44 times bigger than our own sun. And it's found in the constellation of Taurus and in the Zodiac sign of Gemini. So if you get out your own unique natal birth chart, you can follow along and look at your chart while I'm talking and see if these things that I'm saying apply to you. And if you need help getting your birth chart, there are tons of free birth charts online available, but if you need help, send me an email at galacticastrobabes@gmail.com. I can help you with that. Also, I've been using this wonderful website and studying under the delightful Julia Balaz. Her website is galacticastrochart.com. You can go there and get a free chart, and it'll show you your alignments with your sun, moon, and there's like 18 points that you can check to see what stars you are directly aligned with. I'll be going over some birth charts and some facts here, and I'm excited to share this with you. And the name Galactic Astro Babes is mostly because, yeah, you're a total babe, but also because I'm a baby at this. I am learning this as I go, and looking for a place to share that information. So like and subscribe, leave a comment if you have a question, or send me an email at galacticastrobabes.com. All right, here we go. Aldebaran or Aldebaran has many names. It's also known as Buddha's star, or Ashtari, the shining one, or the star of illumination. It's also called God's eye, or the eye of revelation. Aldebaran is only 65 light years away from us, and it's a well-known stop for galactic travelers. It's a gateway and a portal system which allows interdimensional, interstellar, and intergalactic travel. Aldebaran even has its own glyph or symbol, making it one of the Bohemian fixed stars that has captivated humanity with its beauty and magic. The glyph represents a flying man or a shining god with arms and legs outstretched. This red, giant, glowing, orangey, rose-colored star was also known as Ashtari, in Mesopotamia known as the Shining One and the Eye of Revelation. The star was also known as the Star of Buddha, the Star of King David, the Star of King Solomon. The star was linked to Jesus, Melchizedek, and mostly Archangel Michael. The constellation of Taurus, where Aldebaran is located, has been depicted as a bull dating back as far as 15,000 years ago. This cave painting shows Taurus the bull with the Hyades asterism in the face of the creature. The face is one of the most powerful parts of this beast, containing its mind and its glowing orange eye. This eye of revelation, giving divine powers, and the blue and purple indigo frequencies of leadership and wisdom that were aligned with harmony and universal healing peace. Aldebaran is one of the most celebrated in human history. This red giant has been studied throughout the eons, and that led to the discovery of proper motion. On March 11th, 509 AD, a lunar occultation of Aldebaran was observed and recorded in Athens, Greece. And then in 1718, Edmund Halley observed the same lunar phenomenon and concluded that Aldebaran had changed positions, moving several minutes further in arc. Based on present-day observations using the study of proper motion, we know that the position of Aldebaran has shifted 7 degrees in the past 2,000 years. This celebrity of a star can be found in the zodiac sign of Gemini. Gemini is known to aid in healthy curiosity, in tact and logic, and the ability to see both sides of opinions and issues. Gemini has a non-threatening approach and an openness. Gemini is known for the ability to send and receive information, dialogue, debate, and the movement and exchange of data. Gemini is a mutable air sign, and air signs can often live in the abstract realm of thought. And thought for them is just as real, indeed even more real, as any material object. Over the last 2,000 years, Aldebaran has been moving through the first 10 degrees of Gemini. These degrees of the zodiac offer the inhabitants the appetite for a new. It is a zest for life. It's that saying yes to life no matter what. These first degrees of Gemini are about having a freshness and a zeal for life. Gemini has a compelling force of curiosity that drives them to stretch and discover, and ultimately to master the mind and control the appetite and their outcomes of life. This fiery, enormous star is host to a complex planetary system with many different beings, but there are 3 main civilizations that are relevant to Earth. The 9th dimensional beings like angels of light and guardians. The Anunnaki colony, these are master geneticists, partly responsible for humanity's DNA, and the Lyran colony. These descendants of Lyran races who found a refuge here after their world was attacked millions of years ago. Some of these are blonde, pale humans. Some are various hair, eye, and skin colors, and some are feline humans. These beings, hundreds of thousands of years ago, wanted to create a race that was a higher dimensional and that didn't need to go through suffering to live. And these beings created this amazing race, and through their own blood, sweat, and tears made this race so that they didn't have to go through the hardships that humans have to go through, as far as like giving birth and having to die. Unfortunately, these beings that they created, this offspring, didn't know how to relate to their world without going through these things. And therefore, they had a mass extinction, a mass suicide, and a lot of these offspring passed away. And the beings on the planets around Aldebaran then realized that you have to have free will and make your choices and to be able to learn and grow. And thus they were a part of seeding of the human's DNA, giving us that free will and Yes, that comes with learning things the hard way, but it is a way to connect with our planet and these spiritual beings around us, to find that Gemini type of desire to say yes to life no matter what happens or what's going wrong. We keep striving to understand and to relate. One of my favorite Aldebaran starseeds is the singer-songwriter and French-Canadian actor Alanis Morissette. She paved the way for artists like Pink back when I was a long time ago. Her song Jagged Little Pill and You Ought to Know. These were songs that hadn't been sung before, especially by women. They were about like taking that pain of being human here on earth and internalizing it, and then she was able to express it in ways that a lot of women that I knew, and myself included, didn't know how to express that simple rage of being here on this planet, having to make those choices, that free will that we talked about. She sold 33 million copies of her album Jagged Little Pill, and that album was top 500 of all time. That song was top 500 of all time, all the songs ever, because we were all looking for ways to express how we were feeling, and that frustration and joy that goes hand in hand with being a human here on this planet. She also, funny enough, was an actress from a young age, and she ended up playing God in 3 different movies, Jay and Silent Bob, and another one, Jay and Bob Strike Back. I can't remember all of them, but she did act as God in those films, kind of like how we've been talking about Aldebaran being that DNA seeding of humanity. She was a rape survivor at age 15. She had $5 million stolen from her manager that managed her for 15 years. She also was, publicly humiliated about, people calling her, demeaning her mental capacity because of not using the words, what was the song? Dang it, I'm forgetting it now. Oh, I'll think of it in a second. But she has gone on to be one of the most wealthy singer-songwriters of all time. And now you would be happy to know that she is living happily in NorCal with her 3 children and her husband. She married a rapper called Soul I, like EYE. Isn't that so cool? Aldebaran is known as the Eye of Bull, and she married rapper Soul I. I think that's so cool. She was born on June 1st of 1974, and so her son is directly aligned with the star Aldebaran in Gemini. So I'm going to show her chart, and if you have planets or points or asteroids that are in this sign of Gemini in those first 10 degrees, you also have ties to the star. Let me show it to you. This is Alanis's chart. You can see her sun. It's the brown circle with a dot in the middle at like the 10 o'clock of this chart. If you have a planet in that degree of Gemini, check it out and see if perhaps you carry some of that Aldebaran Gemini magic of choosing yes to life, no matter what brings you down, and then surfacing even better than before. I think Alanis is super good example of an Aldebaran starseed that chose yes all the time, and then was rewarded greatly for it. This next chart that I'm going to show you is from my dear friend and fellow galactic astrology student. She is a skilled Akashic records reader, which is a energetic database of everything that ever has been and anything that ever will be, anywhere, at any time. She can tune into these records in an amazingly skilled way, and basically answer any direct question that one might have about anything that ever has been or anything that ever will be. Everybody has this ability, but skilled readers are beyond important to elevating of humanity into that next dimension. So let's take a look at her chart. So this chart shows Vesta directly connected to Aldebaran. Vesta is an asteroid in the asteroid belt, and Vesta on this chart is at about 5 o'clock. It looks like two V's with a little smoke coming out of it. And Vesta is this beautiful portrait of spiritual harmony. Vesta was the keeper of the souls of the people, that connection between earth and spirit. The Vestans would keep the flame burning in the altar for all of humanity to stay connected to spirit. It was a physical manifestation of a spiritual element of life. Very important, this goddess. She's all about harmonizing that spiritual with the physical. And that's exactly what my friend does with reading the Akashic records. So again, if you have a planet or a point or an asteroid connected to Aldebaran, these things might come through in different ways. If it's your moon that's connected to Aldebaran, you might feel that emotionality, a lot of that deep desire to say yes to life no matter what. Or if you have your ascendant or your rising sign, you might really feel like maybe you were that original DNA creator. So many things can come through with this star. Even if you don't have an exact planet or asteroid or point connected to Aldebaran, it's still in one of your houses in your chart. If it's in the 4th house, it might be because the home is really important to you, or you have a deep connection with your home. So if you need help looking at your chart, send me an email at galacticastrobabes@gmail.com, and I can help you see if your chart has a direct connection to Aldebaran. Again, I'm just a student of astrology. I am a practicing astrologer, but I don't have a website or anything yet. If you want to help me make a website, let me know in the comments or send me an email. That would be awesome. One last point I'd just like to make is that I recently got married this last year, and the marriage chart of mine and my husband's has Aldebaran directly connected to our son. We were married on May 28th of 2022, and Aldebaran is our sun sign. So this marriage, unlike any of my past relationships, and there have been a few, I had to learn the hard way. I had to hurt some people. I had to be hurt by some people, all part of that living and learning, being a human. And this relationship that I have, that I'm so blessed with, has given me that desire to keep going and to keep furthering my joy and furthering my pleasure and furthering my desires. And so Aldebaran can come through in many different ways in your life. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your interest in astrology and galactic astrology. It is really important to humanity. The more of us that can tune into these divine stars and lessons, the quicker that humanity can evolve into more loving, more peaceful, more harmonious, more joyful species. Thank you, Galactic Astro Babes. You are doing so much for us here on this planet and in the whole galactic universe. Thanks again, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.